Hi, I'm Cassie Hobel-Heinrich, Director of Strategic Communications with Nebraska Farm Bureau. Reducing Nebraska's over-reliance on property taxes is a policy priority for Nebraska Farm Bureau. A Farm Bureau-supported law made its way through the legislature last session and aims at providing more transparency in how property taxes are set. You may have or will soon be receiving a postcard related to this new Truth in Taxation Law. Here to answer more questions about this new law is Senior Director of State Legislative Affairs, Bruce Reeker. Bruce, tell me a little bit of background on how this law came to be and where we're at with it.
Cassie, this law came about because many taxpayers were trying to figure out how they could weigh in on local budgets that are dependent upon property taxes. However, there are so many different political subdivisions out there that it became too time-consuming for them to go to the budget process for the city and the county and the community college or the NRD. So what this legislation is originally intended to do was try and at least bring one hearing together for all of those political subdivisions.
So part of this new law is sending postcards. At what point is a postcard triggered and who would it be sent to?
Okay. Yes, and as Cassie mentioned, you might be getting a postcard. That postcard is sent to taxpayers who will likely be receiving at least a 2% increase in their property taxes for one or all of the following political subdivisions, that being cities, counties, school districts, and community colleges. And what that is designed to do is alert you to the fact that there's a public hearing for you to weigh in before that budget is approved.
So when will these budget hearings these public hearings be held?
The public hearings are scheduled, they have to be held between September 17th and the 28th, and you have to have at least a week's notice from the time that you receive the postcard before the hearing. All of the hearings have to be later than 6 o'clock in the evenings, and they will take public testimony comments on your feelings about the budgets.
So is this an opportunity for our members to go and make a difference on their local budgets?
Absolutely. Anytime that you're engaged in the budget process, it's an opportunity for you to weigh in and try and hold the line on property tax increases. Whether you go by yourself, whether you take friends, you'll have the opportunity to make comments on each of the particular budgets. Let's say that the city, the county, and community college or the school district, each one of them has a proposed budget increase, property tax increase of more than 2%. You'll be able to weigh in on each one of those budgets. And if you take a friend, they can do the same thing. The law requires that you're afforded a reasonable amount of time. It's probably 2 to 4, maybe 2 to 5 minutes, something like that. So be concise. We'll be happy to help you. If you've never testified before, please reach out to us in the Public Policy Department, and we'll give you some advice about how to testify.
That's a lot of good information. So the hearing happens, folks are asked to weigh in, and a lot of people are thinking at this time of year, budgets are set. What difference can I honestly make? But you have some information of what will happen after these hearings within those political subdivisions.
Correct. The budgets are well along their way. But they are not official. The way the law is set up is that these hearings have to take place. At least one person from each political subdivision, a leader from that political subdivision, such as a board member for the school district, has to attend these hearings. They have to take that information back to their full body, and that, such in this case, the school board would have to hear what was said, and then if they still intend to raise property taxes, they have to take an affirmative vote, a roll call vote, and it's part of the transparency and holding them accountable. So yeah, it's a long way down the line, but there's still an opportunity to make a difference in this year's budget and definitely set the stage for involvement in future years.
So Bruce, with this being a new law and the first time for these public hearings, as we move forward, what is Nebraska Farm Bureau going to be watching?
We're going to be watching to see how these hearings go and whether it makes a difference. One of the things that we anticipate with this being an election year, it will probably have a little bit more impact than a non-election year on how local political subdivisions or their leaders set their budgets. But moving forward from there, We know that there needs to be additional timelines where taxpayers can weigh in the budget process and streamline that so that more one-stop shop, that you don't have to track each budget for each political subdivision all the way through the beginning of the year. So these are things that we're looking to fix. The best way that we know how to do that is get the constructive input from our members that participate in these hearings. So please let us know about your experience, what went well, what didn't, and we will work to make those changes in future laws such as this.
Great, Bruce. A lot of good information. So if you're looking for more information related to this, just visit our website, nefb.org. And thanks for watching.